4x4. So much bass. Digicel Summer Rush.
Nobody's doing it big like Digicel this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more and collect the letters to spell the word RUSH for a chance to win one of 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs. Yes, you heard it right. 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs.
Drive in style for the summer. Hey, Digicel Summer Rush.
Start topping up now.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Without further ado, let's get to the news in detail. President Irfan Ali and Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo have said on several occasions that the PPPC administration will ensure the oil and gas industry is enveloped by transparency and accountability. Both have also stressed their intention to see ExxonMobil make maximum use of local goods and services while ensuring the transfer of knowledge. But since assuming office, neither has ensured the release of ExxonMobil's local content reports, which are submitted to the state on an annual and half-yearly basis. In fact, August 2nd will make 1 year since the Ali government has been in office, and the public is none the wiser about the oil giant's true performance on hiring and training locals and using indigenous products and services for the period 2016 to 2021. In other news, PPPC election commissioners have proposed the termination of contracts as an alternative to removing CEO Keith Lowenfield, Deputy CEO Roxanne Myers, and Region 4 Returning Officer Claremont Mingo from office. The PPPC commissioners, which include attorneys Bibi Shadik, Sez Ganraj, and Manoj Narayan, had previously presented motions for the dismissal of the 3 officers who are currently facing the courts on electoral fraud charges in relation to the March 2nd, 2020 elections. On Tuesday, the commissioners presented the termination of contracts as an option for the removal of the 3 top officials during a virtually hosted statutory meeting at GCOM. And in other news, a 26-year-old man is now in custody for squeezing a woman's breast and chopping a laborer who intervened after he sexually assaulted the woman. According to a report from the Ghana Police Force, the incident occurred on Monday around 17 hours at Karakara Mackenzie, Linden. The injured man has been identified as 36-year-old Keno Griffith. The police reported that the suspect and a female resident of Karakara had a misunderstanding during which the suspect squeezed her breast, and as a result she spat on him. The suspect became annoyed and reportedly threw a bucket of water on the woman. It is understood that it was then that George rushed to the woman's aid and an argument ensued between him and the suspect. And moving on. Stabroek Block operator Esso is currently seeking 3 classes of specialized supply vessels to support its offshore operations. According to ExxonMobil Guyana, it is requesting information for the provision of multi-purpose support vessels, platform support vessels, and fast support vessels. The company, in making its request, indicated that Esso plans to put in place an enabling agreement for the provision and operation of multi-purpose support vessels, platform support vessels, and fast support vessels for offshore activity in Guyana. And moving on, a mechanic who probably thought he was successful in strangling his spouse to death at their home with a towel during the wee hours of the morning on June 3rd is now on the run after she miraculously survived to tell her story. The victim, a 39-year-old Brazilian national, was reportedly revived by someone who had witnessed the man assaulting her for hours. After the individual had revived her, the woman reportedly seized the moment and escaped from the house located in La Parfait Harmony community on the west bank of Demerara. And now let's tell you, Celeste Brittlebank, the cop accused of brutalizing his common-law wife for hours, is out on $50,000 bail after spending 2 weeks behind bars on remand. The decision to grant him bail was made on Monday by Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor during his second appearance at the Vigilance Magistrates Court. Bail application for Brittlebank was made by the lawyer. We were told, too, that the cop had requested the prosecutor in the case against him be removed. The prosecutor had reportedly related to the court that he is willing to recuse himself from the matter. However, Brittlebank could not provide the court with a reason for the removal of the prosecutor, and no decision was taken in this regard. Although the cop is home, he is still required to make in-court appearance on September 20th as the matter continues. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that the Public Accounts Committee on Monday highlighted the issue of payments to contractors for works that were not yet complete. The issue came up as part of discussions in relation to the Auditor General's report for the year 2016. Under the Ministry of Education, the AG's report outlined a number of discrepancies as it relates to the payment system for contractors and pointed specifically to an instance where a contractor was paid in full 7 months before the completion of the contract. The meeting focused on that instance where the National Procurement and Tender Administration granted approval for the award of a contract in the sum of $6.151 million for the repair and maintenance at the Ministry of Education's book distribution unit. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up at 19 hours 20 is the Glenn Lal Show. Tell it.